Have you noticed something strange? Reading 10 pages of a book feels exhausting. Studying for 30 minutes feels impossible. But somehow, you can scroll through short videos for 2 hours without getting tired. You tell yourself you'll focus after one more video, one more notification, one more message, one more scroll. Then you look at the clock, and another evening has disappeared. You probably blame yourself. You tell yourself you're lazy. You think you've become less disciplined, less motivated, less capable than you used to be. But what if none of that is true? What if your brain is simply doing exactly what it was designed to do? Because the truth is, you don't have a focus problem. You have an environment problem. And once you understand what's happening inside your brain, you'll never look at your phone the same way again. Your brain wasn't built to study for exams. It wasn't built to answer emails. It wasn't built to sit in front of a computer for 8 hours every day. For almost all of human history, your biggest challenge wasn't being productive. It was staying alive. Imagine you're living 20,000 years ago. You hear a sound in the bushes. Ignore it, and you might become dinner. Notice it, and you survive. Your brain evolved to constantly search for anything new, anything different, anything unexpected, because noticing change meant survival. That same survival system still exists inside your head today. The only thing that changed is the world around it. The bushes became your phone. The predators became notifications. The search for food became the search for content. Your brain is still chasing novelty. Only now it's trapped inside an endless digital world. Think about what happens every time you unlock your phone. You don't know what's waiting. Maybe it's a funny video. Maybe it's breaking news. Maybe someone liked your photo. Maybe someone finally replied to your message. Maybe you'll discover something amazing. Your brain loves uncertainty. Psychologists call this a variable reward system. It's the exact same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. If a slot machine rewarded you every single time, you'd eventually lose interest. Instead, it rewards you randomly. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but your brain keeps thinking, the next one might be it. Now replace the slot machine with your phone. Every swipe becomes another pull of the lever. Every refresh becomes another chance at a reward. And your thumb keeps moving. Not because you're weak, because your brain is doing what evolution taught it to do. The problem is, technology has learned how your brain works. Some of the smartest engineers, designers, psychologists, and behavioral scientists on Earth spend years answering one question. How do we keep people looking at the screen for just one more minute? Every notification sound, every bright color, every autoplay video, every recommendation, every endless scroll, none of it exists by accident. Everything has one purpose: capture your attention, because attention has become the most valuable currency in the modern world. The longer you stay, the more money someone else makes. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin losing the ability to focus on anything that doesn't give you an instant reward. That's why reading feels harder than it used to. Books didn't become boring. Your brain became used to constant stimulation. That's why studying feels exhausting. Not because you're incapable, because your brain now expects excitement every few seconds. That's why conversations sometimes feel slow. That's why sitting quietly feels uncomfortable. That's why many people reach for their phone within seconds of feeling bored. Because boredom has become unfamiliar. But boredom isn't the enemy. It's actually one of the most important mental states you can experience. When your brain isn't constantly consuming information, it finally has space to create its own. Think about your best ideas. They probably didn't appear while scrolling through social media. They appeared in the shower, during a walk, while staring out of a window, lying in bed, driving alone. Those moments feel ordinary, but they're powerful, because that's when your brain connects ideas, solves problems, builds creativity. Unfortunately, most people never allow those moments to happen anymore. The second boredom appears, the phone comes out. The second silence arrives, music starts playing. The second waiting begins, social media opens. Your brain never gets a chance to breathe. And over time, constant stimulation changes more than your attention. It changes your identity. You stop believing you can focus. You stop trusting yourself to finish difficult things. You begin avoiding anything that requires patience. Deep work feels impossible. Reading feels impossible. Learning new skills feels impossible. Not because you've become lazy, but because your attention has been trained to expect constant rewards. Imagine trying to build a skyscraper. Every few minutes, someone shakes the foundation. You start again. Then it shakes once more. Again and again. Eventually, the building never gets finished. That's exactly what distractions do to your life. Every interruption resets your thinking. Every notification pulls you away. Every quick check becomes another delay. Individually, they seem harmless. Together, they quietly steal years of progress. The scary part is, most people don't even notice it's happening. They simply believe they've become less disciplined. But discipline isn't always the problem. Sometimes, the environment is. The good news is, your brain is incredibly adaptable. The same brain that learned distraction can learn focus again. Not overnight, but little by little. Start with something simple. Don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up. Let your brain wake up naturally. Read a few pages. Write your thoughts down. Go outside. Look at the sky. Another habit. Turn off notifications that don't actually matter. Most of them are not urgent. They're simply interruptions disguised as importance. When you need to work, keep your phone out of reach. Not beside your keyboard. Not face down on the desk. Out of reach. Because every visible notification, even if you ignore it, steals a tiny piece of your attention. Practice working without interruptions. Even 25 minutes of complete focus is enough to start rebuilding your attention. Then take a short break and repeat. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. Your brain will want stimulation. It will crave another scroll. Your brain will want stimulation. It will crave another scroll, another refresh, another quick check. That's completely normal. You're not failing. You're healing. Every time you resist that urge, you strengthen your ability to focus. Every time you choose deep work over easy entertainment, you're rebuilding a part of yourself that modern life has slowly weakened. The truth is, focus isn't a talent. It isn't something you're born with. It's something you protect. Every single day, thousands of companies compete for one thing: your attention. Because whoever controls your attention influences your habits. Your habits shape your actions. Your actions build your future. So ask yourself this. If your attention determines your future, who owns your attention today? An algorithm? A notification? A stranger's content? Or you? Because every meaningful achievement, every business, every skill, every masterpiece, every dream was built by someone who learned to protect their attention. Your future won't be decided by one extraordinary day. It will be decided by thousands of ordinary moments. Moments when you choose to stay focused instead of distracted, to build instead of consume, to create instead of scroll. So the next time your hand reaches for your phone without thinking, pause, take one deep breath, and ask yourself one simple question. Is this helping me build the life I want? Or is it quietly stealing it away? Because your attention is your life. Spend it wisely.